Okay, so I recorded this video twice, right, already. So, welcome to Regulation F, people. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Alright, but in all seriousness, Regulation F, to sum up simply, not everybody is here, but almost everyone is here, aside from the restricted legendaries, right? So, boom, to cut to the chase, the main teams that I'm going to be talking about is Sun, Psy Spam, Trick Room, Rain. I don't really see, like, those are the four core. Like, you don't really see anything else. Right? So, first, you obviously have, well, there's this team that won a regional, I believe, or won a tournament. I don't remember which one it was. But it consisted of Fluttermane running the move Thunder Wave with booster energy. And, what is this mod called? Arcanine, right? Pursuing Arcanine. Running Choice Band, Intimidate, Rock Slide. Which, if you don't know, Thunder Wave makes you go to half your speed, but also gives you a 25% chance to get full parry, right? Then, Arcanine has a 30% chance to make you flinch. Though it's 90% accuracy and low base power, it's definitely a very lethal move because stab. On top of that, if you want to be greedy, you can run Terra Rock, but I would personally suggest running Terra Grass, as it allows for you to have multiple defensive options, right? So boom. This is a good team. This is a good core already. And then you mix this with Dozo Giri, right? Dozo Giri is really good too. Right? +2 to every single stat. Who wouldn't want +2 to every single stat? So it's so good, so good. But my thing is, right, we want something different. Like, I get it, this team is different, sure, it's interesting, but it's running all the same mons. We want interesting stuff, right? But, you know, you gotta figure out how to counter the metagame, so I'm going to explain the metagame, more or less, in this video, right? Yes, I just drank water. I'm very thirsty. I'm dying. And I'm not cutting because this is the 20th time I've done this. So, your first thing is Psy Spam. Now, what is Psy Spam? It consists of the fewest of few mons, I guess. You can just consider it the Psychic type, right? All you're doing is clicking Expanding Force. So, right? You have Indeedee male or Indeedee female. Either or is a really good option. I prefer Indeedee male because you get to do Scarf. Well, as you know, I would prefer Indeedee female because you have more support. But if you want to go Indeedee male, you can do Scarf. You do Scarf Inner Focus, but you're mostly running Psychic Surge, right? Because you need to set up Psychic Terrain. You run this with Expanding Force, Dazzling Gleam, Terra Blast, Terra Fight, in my personal opinion, right? And then also Hyper Voice, right? If you're not running this, I would say, oh, you also want to run this, I'm trying to remember what it's called, plus, minus, Modest, there we go. You run this Modest most of the time because you go up to like 220 speed, which is like Calyrex Shadow Rider levels of speed, so that's really good, right? Then you have Indeedee female with like a little bit of support, right? It runs Psychic Terrain, Helping Hand, what else? Protect, yes, Follow Me, and Psychic, right? You're gonna dish out a lot of support. You want to go with a defensive Terra type. You're probably not going to Terra this thing as much as often, but you could run Psychic on this, right? Then you also have Armor Rouge, one of the main Psy spammers in existence, right? If you want to, also, you can run a Trick Room set with this thing. It's actually really good under a Trick Room set. You can run this under a Trick Room set too. Make this guy very slow and bulky, more or less. And then having D with Psychic Surge help out. But this guy plays Expanding Force, Armor Cannon, CM, and probably Aura Spear because Dark types exist. right? So this is a really good and viable option to, how would I say, a really good and viable option towards like just trying to nuke people, you know. And you could run specs too, but since you're running Calm Mind, I would suggest like Lore Brisage. It'd be more useful and would keep the mon alive for longer. There's also, what is this mon called now? Iron Crown. Even though it's doubles UU, it's really one of the greatest cork drive mods, I should say, because of its amazing typing, its access, blah 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 blah. Oh my god, its access to expanding force, take Tachyon Cutter, right? The elite coverage move. You also have access to Calm Mind here, and you also have access to Focus Blast, which is good. I would say more or less you're gonna want to run this spread and then put the rest of the HP, because it's just like you could go for the very offensive speed, but I like to go more where my booster energy is going to be going to my speed, so I can actually deal a lot of damage to my opponent, right? Then you can, if you're running Trick Room, right, you would run speed, you would run defense, right? But you could run Ursaluna, right? You know, all the other stuff is fun. But I think for this team, your main wall is like trying to deal with dark types, right? So you kind of need fighting coverage. And let's see. The fighting mons of the tier are Annihilate, and that's pretty much it. But there are a lot of other fighting types that I'll see play. Probably Sneasler is going to be the main one, and Lilligant Hisuian, which we'll get back to later. Well, also Iron Hands too, and Trick Room. But I think you should run Iron Hands. It's definitely one of the best ones. I mean, it's kind of useless under terrain because you can't use Fake Out, right? So I wouldn't suggest running Fake Out. I would run Drain. What's this electric? Supercell Slam. Right, big boom move that does damage, right? And since you're running AV, you can't get protected and all that stuff. I would say run Ice Punch. It's useful. It gets rid of the birds easy, but you can deal with the birds easy. It gets rid of the ground types easy, I should say. Right? You also have access to Play Rough, which is insane, by the way. I have to say, really elite. But if you want a pivot move overall, it would be Volt Switch. But I don't think people run pivot moves like that, so I would say you run either Low Kick or Play Rough. I feel like Low Kick's probably your best option with Ice Punch. Right. With this, you have a pretty good core. I mean, like, these 4 mons are really offensive, no really defense involved. If you want defense, you have access to Amogus, right? You know, Spore, Regenerator, Spore. Let's see, what else am I missing? Pollen Puff for heals. You could run Clear Smog if you really want to be greedy and deal with Dozogiri. But you also have, and you also need, like, you can also run Protect. Like, Sludge Bomb is good, but I feel like you want to take more advantage of Pollen Puff, you know? Oh, yeah, Rage Powder. Duh, I almost forgot. Yeah. And then I would suggest running on this mon. Covert Cloak is very useful, like, in my opinion. I don't see it used on this mon often, but it's very, very useful. I would say run Covert Cloak or Citrus Berry. Like, Black Sludge also works, but these two things are mainly very useful for keeping it on field. Now, that was Psy Spam, right? Psy Spam was really easy. Now we're on to the next one. Rain. We are now on to Rain. I repeat, we are now on to Rain. There will be high chances of drizzling, right? Because obviously, you gotta run the Pelipper, the drizzle. But you also do have another option of the Toad, right? Of the Toad, right? Basically, they both have drizzle, right? And they both have rain, right? Pelipper is good because of its defensive typing, though it is 2 times weak to... It's 4 times weak to electric, 2 times weak to rock, and 4 times weak to um what's this move called? Free try. And the main reason why I think it's better though is has access to wide guard and access to leather ball, has access to wide guard and tail, right? Allowing for elite speed control because you can run the same thing on these guys. Leather ball and like what? Muddy water for more support. Encore and helping hand for short. Bars maybe? I don't know. But you have access to Weather Ball and you have access to Hurricane on this. Like either or is really good. You're mostly gonna end up running the same thing anyway, right? But in these offensive rain teams, well, with these defensive cores, right? Like Pelipper, you want to be defensive mons, right? You have to have some offense. So you have the elite Swift Swim mons, right? Basically, to sum up Swift Swim, it's like a 2-time speed boost in rain for free. And with this comes the elite mon known as Basket Legion. Basket Legion is so good because it has its move Last Respects. Last Respects gains power per each party member fainted. In VGC, you can only bring 4 mons, so each party member fainted will equal to about 200 base power, right? Which is already insane. And I believe 50 base power alone can take out a Fluttermane, because Fluttermane's defenses are so low. So it's an elite counter to Fluttermane. And Dose is seen in the metagame very often. I think it's really good that it's seen in the metagame often. I'm gonna even like slide. Right? I like that it's more seen in the metagame often because it's very useful and it's very helpful. I would say like it's very helpful in regulating speed, right? And it counters mons like Annihilate and other stuff, so very, very good, very, very good. Right? You also have access to the for this one, Life Orb, Wave Crash, Flip Turn, Attack. And the reason why I say that is because Palafin is running your Choice Band, right? The minute you get the baby form out, sure, bye-bye, right? Flip Turn, you can definitely run. You can run Wave Crash, you can run Liquidation, and you can run Jet Punch. 4 water type moves, cool. But you also have access to more of a funny move known as Close Combat, right? That gives you coverage for a lot of stuff. And my thing is, I like coverage, so I'll run anything that will give me coverage. But in my opinion, this set is the best. I definitely like it. If you want to switch out Flip Turn for Liquidation, it's optional, right? But you're always going to run Terra Water. You're going to want to click Terra Water. Jet Punch does so much damage. Like, I did a calc in my previous video. It does 31 to 37% with Terra Water and no Rain Up. It's genuinely insane. Oh wait, my bad. I was looking at the wrong thing. No, this does 62 to 74% to Iron Crown. Like one of the bulkiest mobs. Also, can we talk about Dondozo? Because I know we want to help the Dondozo, but it's taken like 14 to 16. That's not bad. That's like still pretty good damage on Dozo. And especially if Dozo's chip, which your only problem is Dozo Gear is going to be annoying. But Close Combat will probably still suffice and do some damage, I would say. But you're always going to want to have a counter for Dozo Gear, right? Yeah, definitely really good mon to like, you know, dish out damage. If you want a Spectacular, right? Because there's no really Swift Swim on that Spectac, right? If you want a Spectacular for this team. Now let's look down. You have you know you have access to. You have access to one of like actually really good Spectacular. Not Fluttermane. Oh yeah, you have access to what's this one called? Walking Wake. Booster Energy Walking Wake is really good. You can run Draco Meteor, Energy. Oh, sorry, Dragon Pulse. I would personally suggest Draco Meteor, Hydro Steam. Yeah, I don't really know those, to be honest. protect. Like, flamethrower is good coverage options, but you're using rain, so I wouldn't really suggest it all that much. But it works out in the end. I would say Scald because you can burn things, but Snarl is actually more useful in the end, right? And when we get to Sun, I'll come back to this more accumulated in a second, right? And to finish off your core, oh, I forgot about Archaludon. Archaludon's one of the greatest rain mons, right? You can run it with Power Herb, right? To make its signature move, Electro Shot. Shoot, in one turn. But in rain, it's no charge, so that shouldn't matter. You can run this mon with AV. Right? AV, Body Press, Stamina. You're going so consistently that they can't stop you. Draco Meteor and what's that one's doing called? I keep forgetting the name of. Flash Cannon. That's a really good set in itself. If you don't want to run AV on this thing, I would still suggest you run like something helpful to it. Like Power Herb is still good because you can still run it outside of rain, which is good. But your main thing is rain, so you're gonna want to have it. And if you don't need two rain setters, so obviously you pick one. And in my personal opinion, your last mob should be Rillaboom, right? Rillaboom is good. You can run AV on it. You can run Fake Out, Wood Hammer, Grassy Blood, right? All the useful stuff. And then also, what's this last one called? Knockoff could work. Or U-Turn. I think U-Turn is very useful because right now, Psychic types can take over the metagame very easily. So U-Turn can work too, especially as a good pipping move, letting you Fake Out, switch out with Terrain, so you can counter the side terrain stuff. Right? Now this is Rain, right? You know, simple Rain team doesn't take long to make. I made this in like 5 seconds. It's not that hard to think, right? Obviously. But next team up is Sun. Now after we've helped the Dondozo, right? Because when you see a Dondozo, you gotta help the Dozo, right? You gotta move on to Sun. So get your water. Your lips gonna be chapped. Your throat gonna be sore. You're gonna need that water. Gonna be dry. Stuff's gonna happen because there's gonna be a drought, right? First off, we got our elite drought mon known as Torkoal. Torkoal is a really good mon. I like Ninetales more, but Torkoal allows for stupid stuff, right? You have Flamethrower, sure, but you also have access to Eruption, right? 150 base power move, really good, stupid, I know, it's funny. You have access to Heat Wave, which is a multi-hit move. You have access to Flamethrower, cool. You have access to Solar Beam, amazing sets. Right, personally, I would not run this, but like all these moves in the same set. Like, you need at least 2 fire moves, sure, but at least run Earth Power or something, please. Right, now, obviously, you want to go Terra Fire. You're very good offensively. Just look at that Eruption, 150 base power. It breaks through things, it hurts mons, right? And you're also going to want to run the Charcoal to deal even more damage. But now we're on to the Elite Mon. Right, and I said I would bring her back up shortly. Hisui and Lilligant. Or Lilligant in general, either or works. But I'm gonna get up in my seat for this and fix my positioning. Hisui and Lilligant is very... Let me see something real quick. Back to what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted. Hisui and Lilligant. Really good, right? The reason why this mon is so good, it's access to chlorophyll, it's access to sleep powder, it's access to close combat, solar blade, and finally, after you. Now, what's so special about this set? I'm gonna get out of my chair for this one and start walking around my room because I find it funnier if I do that. What's really good about this set is the fact that you have access to after you. What after he does, oh my god, I started sounding like Daffy Duck. Holy shit. What after he does, let me get myself together, please. What after you does is that it allows the mon that you click to go first, right? So for say, oh, you're very, very slow. Oh, you're negative priority. Oh, you can go first. You can go through. Nuh-uh, you two can't go through because I'm faster than you. I can allow this mod to go first, right? So that's literally the premise of after you. After you just allows the person to go first. And since you're in sun under chlorophyll, right? If you want to really take advantage of it, plus speed 172, that shit's going up to 344, bro. 344. You're gonna be faster than literally almost any threat. And then with this, you can literally just run whatever you want. I think personally, Clover Cloak keeps you going, and it doesn't stop your momentum, right? But the real recommended thing is probably Focus Sash, because look at how frail you are, and look at your typing. Your typing defensively isn't that bad. It can be worked around, but your defenses don't make up for that. Like look at Hisuian. Like Hisuian Decidueye, right? At least it makes up for it. Scrappy's amazing ability, immune to Intimidate, hits ghost normal and fighting and normal moves hit ghost types, right? Has a very good. Its bulk is all right. I can't say it's the best thing in the world, but it's all right. The fuck is up with this thing? Its bulk is all right. His attack is really good. You know, it can be worked around, right? You get the defensive terror type of like steel or something that resists. Like even electric is good. Electric is good because it resists flying, and that's really the main thing, right? And that's my main thing. But you can also run scope lenses. I love scope lenses because its signature move, triple arrows, is just so good. Like this is an underrated mod in general, right? But obviously I'm going on a tangent, so let me come back to what I was doing. Right, after you allows you to set up for these elite eruptions, right? And you can also partially talk about Trick Room in this segment, because with this you can run Trick Room, right? I don't really care what Trick Room on you run, but the most recommended one is actually Indeedee still, right? Indeedee female with like what? Let's say Covert Cloak. No, it's not really needed. I would personally go with the safety goggles to keep your momentum, or you can go with Rocky Helm to just chip at Scarfers, like physical Scarfers, like Hisuian Lilligant itself. And then you would want to run Trick Room, obviously, Psychic, right? You know, Helping Hand, the Shish Kabang, Follow Me. You don't need Protect with this. It's supposed to be defensive. It's supposed to take hits. It's supposed to die. So it can, well, it's supposed to support, I should say. Right? And this could be your elite Trick Room set with Torkoal in the back, ready to do Trick Room things, right? Because, you know, it has the lowest speed in the game. Well, one of the lowest speeds in the game, aside from Munchlax. Oh, look at fucking Munch. Look at fucking Munchlax. 5 speed. Look how low you go. This bitch could have such low speed, it's insane. Like, look at 9 speed, not crazy. 9 speed, not crazy. Like, imagine throwing this mon on a Trick Room. Low key. Wait a minute, I have an idea. Hold on. I gotta write this down. I gotta write this down for later. It's because I'm doing something with all my friends, right? I just gotta write this down for later. Alright, I wrote it down. Back to Sun, right? You have access to the photosynthesis mods, right? Look at all these photosynthesis mods. Truly beautiful, right? Obviously, you have the elitist Fluttermane, but if you don't want to run Fluttermane, I feel like you have some really good picks here, right? You have access to Gouging Fire, right? Really good mon. Under Sun, you have access to the Fire type. You're dishing out Fire type damage. You have access to Slitherwing. Kinda bulky, kinda not. I guess it works out. But my thing is with Walking Wake. Because it's a Walking Wake, right? You know? Let me just tell you, Hydro Steam is one of the greatest moves of all time. It's probably one of the greatest moves that Game Freak has ever made and given as a signature move to a Pokemon. And I'll also say that for Psybeam too, because it's really good. The only thing about Psybeam is it called Psybeam or is it I might be wrong. It might not be called Psybeam. It's called Psyblade, right? These two moves are boosted under their signature, whatever that boosts them, right? So, for example, Hydro Steam is boosted in Sun 1.5 times. So, it'll be a 120 base power move now. And then Iron Thieves Psyblade will be a 120 base power move too. The only issue about Psyblade is that obviously dark types are immune to it, which, you could work around, right? But in the end, Walking Wake has access to Terra Water, and nothing has an immunity to water. So with this comes Terra Water Hydro Steams, which do some insane damage. Like look at Dozo. I always gotta bring up Dozo because I fucking hate this thing. It's too fat, right? Because it's a wall breaker, bro. It's literally called a wall breaker. Look at this, 4-hit KO. If it's a 4-hit KO on a Dondozo, it's still elite, and that's not even Terra Water. With Terra Water, it has a good chance to do some damage, and Draco Meteor almost kills it. Like, it's really good. Like, Sun's not even up, bro. Look at this. 53 to 62. If it's not built SpidF, or if it doesn't have +2 right now, it's getting cooked. Like, look, bro, look at how much it does. That's still pretty good damage. In the end, this mod is really good. Draco Meteor. Oh, and don't get me started if you're running Choice Specs. Oh my god. Choice Specs Photosynthesis. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's really good. This mod is an elite mod. It deserves to be on more teams, in my personal opinion. Right? You also have access to the average Raging Bolt. Right? You know, AV, you know, the normal stuff. Thunderclap, because Thunderclap is good. No. Draco Meteor, Terra Fairy, because I almost forgot that it's Terra Fairy most of the time. Pulse, because Pulse is good. Dragon Pulse. Is that what it's called? Dragon Pulse or Dragon Breath? Pulse. Dragon Pulse is good, and then you can run Electro Web as support or Thunderbolt. I feel like in this tier, Electro Web can go stupid, right? And with this, you also have access to Charizard. Charizard's a funny mon because it's 4 times weak to fire. But you also have access to Charizard. It's a 4 times weak to rock, right? Which obviously Hisuian Arcanine is a threat, but it's such a good mon that I feel like you can work around with it. Solar Power is really good, right? And you're only gonna have 2 rock weaknesses here. You're gonna have something super effective against rock. You have the access to Scorching Sands. You don't need to put Choice Specs on this thing. Allure works as well, right? I mean, you're losing health, so I wouldn't suggest running Allure, but I guess you could run Choice Specs. Choice Specs would be better, right? But my thing is, like, yo, this mod is, like, really good and it has a chance to do greatness. Like, imagine running Weakness Policy on this thing. It can go stupid, right? So to sum it up, Sun is really stupid, right? It has a lot of potential as the best, like, Paradox mods of all time in here. And yeah, now we're on to Trick Room, the final team. Okay, so finally, you have Trick Room, right? You know, you want to be slow for Trick Room. Not literally, but, you know, you want to be slow, as in slow walking, not as in, oh, people are calling you stupid. But, I mean, Trick Room is pretty stupid. The premise of Trick Room, right? And DD has appeared 3 times in the video, by the way. Let me tell you how stupid Indeedee is it. The premise of Trick Room is to get Trick Room up, right? Obviously, it's Trick Room. It makes sense, right? You know, you run your normal Indeedee set. I don't really care about remaking that. The most important thing is that you can run 2 different mods. Ursaluna and Ursaluna Blood Moon. Now, the 2 differences about these mods, if you could guess, I'll wait 2 seconds, is that the attack stat and the special attack stat are different, right? Ursaluna is more focused on the physical attack. As you can see, look at this. Guts is stupid. If status 1.5 times attack, ignores burns, and has physical damage, right? So obviously you're going to want to run Flame Orb. If your flame orb gets knocked off, you're cooked. I'm just telling you. I apologize. You're done for. I don't know what more I could say. Genuinely. Right? Realistically, your ability is useless if Gawizing's on the field too, by the way. So that's another starter. But your main set on this is usually Facade. Not Scary Face, but that was Scary Face. Facade, right? Headlong Rush, Shadow Claw, Protect, right? And you could go Terra Ghost or Terra Normal. I prefer Terra Normal for more damage, but Terra Ghost is actually good. Terra Ghost is better because you're immune to Fake Out and you don't have to worry about it. But in this team, there's no Fake Out, really. You just have to worry about keeping your Psychic Terrain up. With Ursaluna Blood Moon, the Lorb is your best item. Mind's Eye is a really good ability, in my personal opinion, right? You're obviously going to want to Terra Normal. Make sure your signature move, Blood Moon, is doing a whole lot of damage because it does the same amount as Burned Facade. By the way, can we take note of that? They did this on purpose. The only thing is it cannot be selected the turn after, right? Which is good. You can click Hyper Voice then on, which is really good. It's basically a free Hyper Beam, right? Then you also have access to Earth Power, right? And you could Protect too, if you do want to do the Protect game. If you don't want to do the Protect game, I don't really know what to tell you to run, to be honest. There's a lot of good options. You have access to Moonblast, you have access to Focus Blast, you have access to Terra Blast, you have access to Snarl. Now I got a lot of options, right? But now you're going to want to run the greatest Trick Room Mon to almost ever exist, Iron Hands. Iron Hands is so good because of its AV, right? If you hear something whistling in the background, I'm so sorry, right? There's a whole lot of background noise going on right now. That's just my radiator, so it'll go down soon. You have access to Fake Out, but obviously since you're running a DD, you're not going to use Fake Out. So I would suggest run the Close Combat Drain Punch, Ice Punch. What's this thing called? Supercell Slam, yeah! Supercell Slam set, there we go. I definitely think it's the best option. Right? Obviously you can only run one of these mods because Duke mods clause. I like either or, to be honest. Either or is really good. It depends on the team, right? And because you're running because you're running Trick Room, you want slow mods, right? You have another slow mod. King Gambit's not that slow, but King Gambit's at the speed tier where it's just ooh, it's still pretty slow. 50 speed is Iron Hands, and that's still pretty good. Alright, you can run Defiant, Supreme Overlord. I have to say, Supreme Overlord is the worst doubles ability for King Gambit. At that point, just run Pressure. Sure, it's good, but Defiant allows it to be immune to Intimidate, technically. Right? And it gives it a free +1 too. So you run King Gambit, Black Glasses, right? You have the option of doing your signature move, which is, where is it? Kowtow, right? Kowtow Cleave with, not Knockoff, but Sucker Punch. But you're obviously under Psychic Terrain. But if there's a time you don't need to be under Psychic Terrain, it's good to not have it, right? And these are the offensive mods. The really defensive mod comes down in the future. You have access to Kowtow, Sucker Punch, Iron Head, Swords Dance. If you don't want to do Swords Dance, you can run Protect. I think this is a good set in general. And also, I suggest Terra Dark. Terra Dark for more damage is good. But if you want to be cool, you want to turn into a bird. You like birds. Birds are really good, in my personal opinion. Right? Your final slot, well, not your final slot, your second to last slot is going to be your next, not Trick Room mod, but Trick Room setter. Porygon 2, right? Why are you using Porygon 2? Why are you using Porygon 2? Porygon 2 is good. Oh, I did something. My apologies. Don't pay attention to that. It might not even be in the video. But, yeah. P2 is really good. It can hold the Eviolite, right? Allowing its defenses to skyrocket. You make it a defensive demon, put some HP into it, give it that less attack area. You're chilling, right? And then it has Trace, which is good too, but I prefer Download. Download is really nice. It makes it more useful, right? Hold on. You also have access to one of the best moves, Terra Blast, because it's a normal stab, and then when you tear a fight, right? If you tear a fight or tear a ghost, you can have access to Ghost move, but you have access to Shadow move, so that's fine. But your thing is, you're gonna want to try on Trick Room, Protect, you know. I think that's really it. I mean, as your final move, you can figure that out yourself. It's definitely probably Recover though, makes it more useful. And like, see, even this is good. This is really good. Like, if you want to make it Spadef, it's good. If you want to make it Defense, it's good. Either or, P2 is a really good mon, right? And if you need an extra, like, you know, Trick Room mon, you know, you don't really want to figure out what to run. You can't find something like useful. If you want, you can run like a very good like defensive mon, but you already have like a bunch of defensive mons. That's the entire point of this team. They're defensive and they hit hard, right? So if you need something like for outside, if you need something for a little bit of change, like you just want some cleanup, you could technically run Psychic Surge with Sneasler, but I don't really think it's fun. But you know. Anyway, there's like one more team I need to do, and it's Annihilate Mousehold, and I'm not going to do a special thing for this one because it's stupid. Annihilate Mousehold consists of two things. Annihilate and Mousehold. Mousehold, click speed up, boosting Rage Fist. If you're Scarf, it's funny. If you're not Scarf, you have bulk up and you're a threat. Right? Pretty simple. Yeah. And then Dozo Gary, also really good. It's just stupid in the metagame. It allows for you to be defensive, it allows for you to be really offensive, it allows you to hit hard, you know, do all the other stuff. You can even stall out turns, it's actually elite. But, yeah. That's pretty much it. Redcuff is on the horizon. You know, gonna be some pretty interesting stuff. I really hope we can see some more interesting teams. Like, I'm gonna get more into team building myself. I'm gonna start streaming more often, right? I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming here or on YouTube or on Twitch more. I don't really know. I like Twitch more, a little bit more, but YouTube allows for more of my subscribers to watch. So, you know, I don't know. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Do what a YouTuber tells you to do. I'm not gonna say it, right? Thank you all. Enjoy your 2026. You know, obviously it's the first day. That's when this video's coming out. So more content's being pumped in. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.